My name is Vanessa. I come from Switzerland, where I live and work. Most of the time I work as an interior architect, and I started to develop a painting practice 2 years ago, mainly murals until now. And I am here for Chale Wote for the first time. It's also my first time in Ghana and my first time in West Africa. This work has been developed specifically for the festival. There is a theme this year, which is the end of the Empire of Horrors. And what I choose to do is to gather different elements that, for me, have a symbolic that is interesting. And I worked with Adenia, who is also part of the festival, who helped me combine the drawings with Ewe symbols, which are some of the symbols of the native population here and in the surrounding neighboring countries. And the different elements of the painting have been chosen because, for me, they reference life forms in general, as like other life forms than human beings, nature, animals, and so on. And through the combination of the different symbols and the illustration that I choose, I created an invitation for people to look and enjoy the beauty and the fragility of the earth and the earth that is carrying us and all life forms present on it. And the drawing is completed by a sentence which says, "Life on earth will outlast every empire." And that's, so to say, to express that there were many things here and many life forms before many countries, before many empires, and those life forms will also last longer than those countries and empires and nations. And and that rather than focusing on what belongs to who, maybe it would be nice also to remember that we belong to life generally, and to think about how we can take care of the place where we are living. About the theme of the festival, the end of the Empire of Horrors, it is directly connected to a battle between the Portuguese and the Spanish in Edina, and also to the idea that there were some native population, if I remember well, the Fanti, that had some legends about a giant and how they were carrying traditional knowledge, and connected to the battle, but also, if I understood correctly, to more generally what happened through colonialism. The giants had to hide. And there are this year, for example, a really beautiful other mural proposal about the giant being visible again. It's a beautiful mural that is in town in Osu. And for me, what comes out when I think about that topic is that it is really important to address it. That I think for me there is a lot to learn about what happened, what it has done to people, and also about how artists here work with those thematics. And I think the festival generally and the treatment of those topics is important and necessary nowadays. And for this reason, I'm also really touched and grateful that I'm given the possibility to be here. way my work is connected to the theme of the festival this year is one that I consider a bit maybe more open, and a part of this was a deliberate decision because I didn't know if it would have been a good idea to address the theme in a really direct way. For different reasons, one of them being like I wouldn't want to take some space where it could be then see that I appropriate something which I shouldn't be appropriating. I had some really interesting talks this week with visitors, which also shares other perspectives, saying no, but you should also address it directly because it would show support as well to the evolution of the discussion and maybe things that go towards change. But I took my decision 2 months ago, and so I think the intention was to maybe zoom out and look at the atrocity that have been done from that perspective that says basically humanity was focusing more on how to take care of Earth and all the life forms that are surrounding humanity and supporting humanity, then maybe from my optimistic nature, there would be less of those horrible things that happen. So far, the first impressions are mainly related to the colors. They engage a lot with the bright and vivid colors in the first place, and then most of the interaction I had, people get curious and then they ask, "What is this?" And also maybe because at the moment it's flat and you cannot really, you see it differently. So maybe once it's up, there is also be different reaction. But so far it's how it is, and so they ask what it's about. And when I explain, there is mainly positive reaction to it, and nice expressions on the faces as well. And sometimes I had a question like the one of a man who was saying, yeah, but maybe you could also address it more directly. Other than this, no. Yeah, there is also sometimes the question about what the watermelon symbolizes, because it can be read in different ways. And so I say it's open. And yeah, I think that's also, mainly the reactions are positive. Most of the time there are a bit of question as to why it is what it is. For me, this is okay. I leave it a bit open on purpose so that people need to look a little bit for things or to make themselves also a story around it. The symbols are Ewe symbols, which I choose because their forms, figurative form, is also recalling elements from nature. So the butterfly, the rising and setting sun, there is the eye, the snake is also combined in the middle of the sunflowers. I am extremely impressed and inspired by the amount of creativity and talent from all the artists that are present. For me, it is incredible to be able to look at all the work, to talk with them, to listen also to what they do, how they do it, and what they wanted to transmit with their work. I think the festival team does a work that is really important. I understand a part of it as like giving space to address topics like colonialism and what comes after, among otherwise. I think there should be more of it here and also elsewhere. And I find it so far a really beautiful way to open the space for expression and discussion and hopefully evolution. I assume that's also one of the objectives of the festival. Thank you so much that I can be here and live this experience and come to Chale Wote, meet the artists, talk with them.